back again with another episode of Dark Souls, episode 18 or something. Right off the bat, I fuck up. So here we're gonna go do, then we're gonna go kill Nito, and then we're gonna go start doing the Duke's Archives. Here we can make Patches a merchant by talking to him here and giving him either a yes or no answer. Doesn't really matter. I think if you say no, he gives you something like humanity or whatever. Something. I can't remember. But I say yes because, you know, even though he's more of an ass in the first game, he does it multiple times to you. Multiple times. But if you look past all of multiple times of screwing you over, he becomes, I think he's just kind of I don't think he's a merchant in the first game, but he is a merchant in this game, I think. Because he sells the Crescent Axe, which is what he's wielding right now, I think. Or maybe that's the Winged Spear. But he does sell the Crescent Axe, which is like a, pretty long weapon. It's about the length of the Winged Spear, but with a giant axe blade on it. So that light that you see over right behind the health and stamina is where Ash Lake is. Now, and also you'll see in just a sec, you'll see the Lost Izalith, which is the glowing red light area, which is but first we're gonna deal with these things. These things can stagger even me, which is, I got like crazy stats, so so that over there is the Lost Izalith. Try to parry, and I epic failed. So he can drop the halberd, which I think we've already gotten the halberd already, but very useful. It's a very good weapon. I think at +5 is like 367 physical damage. Of course, there's all that math that the game counts for you with the enemy's defense and all that shit. But there we got a white Titanite chunk, which is used in occult. And something, I think it's, and there's another upgrade path that uses white chunks. I can't remember. But I'm gonna take a sip of milk from my nice Star Wars mug. Now the thing is, you have to understand, I'm not getting all the items game. By no means am I doing that. But I am showing the ones that I can remember, and like right off the bat, like if I see one and it's like, oh, there's this right here. I would get it. Oh, and I think for episode 20 we're gonna start off in Sense Fortress real quick, because Griggs of Vinheim, that Master Logan's assistant or whatever, apprentice, whatever, I think he becomes hollow in Sense Fortress, where you would get the Black Sorcerer set. So there's that. And using spells like this, spells against these skeletons actually are very useful because they will fall apart so they can't attack you at all. So it's very helpful to do. I don't know if it works for the ones that are on all fours, like the more animalistic giant skeletons. Not sure about that. There is a secret passage somewhere, but I don't know where. I know it's somewhere, but I think I already passed it, so oh well. So there's 3 of these guys here, and so you can, yeah, they don't fall apart like the ones on that walk upright. So since there's 3 of them, you want to lure one of them out at a time and stuff. If you have something like soul mask, crystal soul mask, or pursuers, definitely use that. Definitely, because it'll automatically home in, and then you'll have more time to, do this. I don't know why he jumped back, but whatever. let's see. So with Nito, 666 damage. That's hilarious. With Nito, when you get to the hole that you jump down to, which is, we're pretty close. So there's Ash Lake, one of the couple of the trees. When you get to that point, when you're about to start, when you're gonna fall down the hole into the start the boss, there's a chance, like if you're sprinting and then you press B to kind of jump or whatever, you jump off the ledge or you roll off the edge, I think you get an insta kill, because if you pay attention to your health right as the screen dims and starts the cutscene, if it turns yellow, then you're fucked, just straight up, because it's happened to me a couple times before on this exact character. So, yeah. And you want to be human if you want to get pretty good, a really good shield and a pretty decent armor set, along with a very heavy, powerful weapon. Be in human form here, because you will have another NPC phantom invade you, and this is Dark Spirit Paladin Leroy, which is a reference to Leroy Jenkins. And if you guys don't know who Leroy Jenkins is, then you have not been on the internet for very long. And another point where I shouldn't have done a strong attack, but that sound effect that you hear when he's when I hit him, when I break his block, is the same thing as when you're holding, in Demon Souls, when you're holding your shield up and the enemy attacks and hits the shield and they bounce off, when allowing you to actually hit them and deal more damage. I think that's only in Demon Souls. I don't know if it's in this game. I've never really done the intricacies of this game. I've just played it for what it is. I remember when I got this, 2 weeks after it came out, it's already like it was a used game already. So there's Grant Instinct, just the shield, and there's another item that is perishable, really easily perishable, that you can probably buy, because otherwise I'd be able to pick it up. But anyways, run through this part, but kill this bone tower. Now, I got this game like 2 weeks after it came out. Pretty much, I'm like, hey, can I get this game? And they're like, I don't know. So then I just kind of just doing stuff on my Xbox as usual, and then my parents call my name and they're like, hey, check the table for something, and I see a GameStop bag, and I look inside and it's Dark Souls. I'm like, oh hell yes. That was a good day for me, because I started playing it, and when I first played, I'm like, oh, the first time you play this game at face value, you're seeing all the stuff that I'm doing. Like, if you hadn't watched this Let's Play and you're just like, you know what, I've seen some screenshots and some promo stuff, and I've heard about Demon Souls, but I've never seen Dark Souls before. I want to play it. Oh, just the feeling that you get when you first play it, you're like, oh, this is going to be a good game. So these guys are all pinwheels. They do not drop the masks that they're wearing. Only the boss pinwheel does. And you can fight pinwheel right off the bat, which is a very good idea. I never do, but it's a very good idea, because if you have a bunch of humanity like I do, every bonfire you go to is, can go up to 20. This is where you get the White Titanite slab. So if you want to get the achievement for the occult and I think another upgrade path, get that, because you won't be able to get occult to +5 without a White Titanite slab. These little itty-bitty skeletons, they keep spawning. They won't ever end, so I guess you could farm them, but I don't think they give too many souls. So here's what I'm talking about. This is where Nito is going to be. We're going to go back to the altar of the Gravelord area. So this is where you can get an insta-kill. It kind of sucks, but oh well. So you just walk right off. You don't want to like tippy toe and then slide off, I don't think. I think I've done that once, and then I died. Just from the fall damage, which is kind of stupid. If you're concerned if you're going to lose your health, because I don't know if it... I think it's just... You don't lose health when you fall down that hole. Like, if you fall down right. But if you're concerned, use the fall control spell, and you should be fine. Because if you do get damage anyways, then, you know, definitely, yeah, so, yeah. So that animation that just happened where I got shot up by that Gravelord dance thing, that's the animation I'm talking about that I have trouble with this playthrough a lot of the times. It'll glitch out, and I'll just keep doing that, like, the animation will loop, like, doing, and then I'll slam back down, and it loops again when I'm in the first time you encounter Seath, when you're supposed to die. So what's recommended is that you, like, what I do is I just let enemies just attack the crap out of me, just let them, and while I watch my health. It takes forever, I know, but I got my health, you'll see in about like 10 minutes or so, I got my health down to like, or less than 10 minutes actually, that I actually got my health down to about 2,000, and then I would go, and I took all my, what I tried first was, tried to get my curse, because that's the only way, that's one of the only ways I can die, is if I get cursed. I tried to get tried to remove all my equipment so I wouldn't have a, you know, extended curse bar. I wanted it to be as small as possible. And didn't really work out to my advantage, and it started doing the glitch. So I just saved and quit, was outside the fog door, and then I just went back down, or I warped out, I homeward boned, and I just let the crystal, those crystal guys, keep on whacking me until I got to about like 5,000, and then I just kind of cleared the area and went back up. So if we warp away and come back here, we can get Leroy's armor, which is right over here. The Sanctus has can restore your HP, like, yes, a little at a time, kind of like the Adjudicator shield from Demon Souls. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely go for it. That seance ring, I think I already talked about this before because I cleared Catacombs, but you need that to fight Darksun Gwendolyn and be a part of the Darkmoon Covenant. That's a good milk. So now we are going to go to the Duke's Archives again, but this time we're not going to stop at that Crystal Golem. And we actually don't. And the thing is with that Crystal Golem, which is really cool about him, since he's a DLC character, he will not attack unless you're like point blank range. If you're way too close to him, even by Dark Souls standards, he will start to aggro on you. But you're too busy with it. But you're normally too busy with all these other Crystal Knights. I would recommend in this area because it does a crazy amount, because fire attacks. Because the Fury Sword, with its flame properties, can stagger real easy. I would recommend using that over a greatsword or something. So just make sure if to bonfire here, just in case if shit goes wrong. So going back up the elevator again, and I don't think I talked about this before, but that shoe or that sock that's right below my stamina bar, that's actually the rusted iron ring. That's the effect that it's giving me right now, and that's the only that's the only effect it's giving me right now. And that fucking archer, every time I come up here and I try to attack the other two guys, he always gets me in the face. See, like here, normally would be close enough for a crystal golem, or even twice the distance would be close enough for the crystal golem to aggro on me, but because he's a DLC character just kind of sitting there, you know. So we don't have to bother with that crystal golem anymore, which is a good thing. You know, one less enemy to worry about. So, as you'll see here, this is why stagger is very useful. Because this guy, you can't attack him anymore. Because he'll warp away up to the top of the staircase, or the first landing of the staircase. So off camera I let these guys just attack the crap out of me for a while. And of course I took off all my armor so I would have more damage dealt to me. But right now we cannot access any other part of the archives. We are in the archives. Like, there's another, like, section right on the other side of that wall behind me. But we cannot access it because we're not high enough. And the other lift we have to go up to is going to take us to our inevitable death. So you'll see me cut. So I'm going to cut to me loading up the game when I got to Seath. You'll see that I have all my armor off and stuff like that. And that's the good thing, that's the only required death that you have to have. The good thing is, I put on my Ring Over 5 because the souls that I do need the souls. You'll see why once in the next episode, because when we save Silind, she kind of glitches out and I can't talk to her, so I attacked her, and I'm like, well, shit. Like, I attacked her, she's like, what the? But she didn't move. So what I did was, I'm like, fuck this, I'm going all the way to the, partner. So this guy is, the Crystal Knight. You can get his armor. Out in the, courtyard right before the crystal caves. I mean, there's a bunch of crystal golems out there, but you know, I just ignored it. It's out in the trees, like towards the crystal cave landing, but off to the right. So here's the cut to so you'll see, like, with 2,000 health, boom, like almost half of it was gone from that initial beam. I'm just running around to get injured more. And I'm dead. So I probably would have been cursed if I didn't have an upgraded resistance like that. Oh, and we're also going to find a Rhea of Thorland here. So you'd think I would go back to that bonfire that I rested at just a minute ago. Oh no. You get here. And I'm gonna, once the Ring of Sacrifice shattered thing goes away, I can put on my freaking armor. So if we sit here, so man serpents are also in here, also in this area too. And the one that's like leaning up against your cell, like against the bars, he dies in one hit, I think, and no matter what. See, like, normally it would take like 2 or 3 things. So he has the key that is the standard key for the archive tower. And you cannot open this door because it just opens up to a ledge. You can get the Maiden set, which is what Rhea of Thorland wears, and I'll show where that is, but I'm not gonna get it because I've died way too many times trying to get it. So here's where we have to deal with Cthulhu monsters. Now, this is the only time that they'll automatically turn this on. But these are what happened. This is what happened to the maidens. There's actually 2 of them that are completely docile. They do not attack you at all. At least from what I saw, they didn't. So now the two actual man serpents that are actually here are going to try and make a run for it to the ladder. And it's best to try and stop them because there's a very limited area there's a very limited area to attack them when they're when they get up there. Once you have to get up there. So those enemies are called Pisakas. So let's see. So some of them are already aggroed on me, so kind of pointless to just go up there. So we're gonna make our way down. Okay, we don't have time for that. I was gonna put my shield back on. Do not let them grab you because they will. Oh, it's massive damage. They'll like impale you with their little spike that they have. The good thing is with the greatsword here, they do get snackered really easily if you do a sprinting attack. I don't remember what they drop. Maybe some form of titanite or something. But yeah, this is a really big area. A lot of the doors you can open. That one we cannot open quite yet. We need the extra key, which we will get down here in a minute. There are 3 archive tower keys. Yeah, if you don't want to deal with them actually beating the crap out of you, just do something like this. They will drop crystal straight swords and Caduceus or whatever it is things. This is where you get the archive extra key. This is key you need in order to get to Rhea of Thorland, and she's hollowed and crazy. So, yeah. So I think these maidens that have been turned into these Pisakas, the ones that attack you, I think they've just lost their humanity, so they're completely crazy. But the 2 that are down at the bottom, because this is where we'll continue Master Logan's quest, or his storyline. So here's the extra key, and then here is Rhea of Thorland. She's completely crazy and nutso. I don't know if she uses any spells. She tries to just really attack you, but she's really easy to kill. 3 hits. I mean, it's +5 and it's new game +8, so yeah, different. She drops a couple other, I think something else too, but there's the ivory talisman I was talking about earlier. So either way, she kind of just got the, she did not have good luck. She would either die or go hollow. Now the thing is, what's weird is that I've never understood this. Like, some of these characters actually die, but they're considered to be undead, so they wouldn't just warp back to the bonfire. I would not advise against fighting against multiple of these, even if you can hit like more than 2 or 3. If there's 4, then don't even try. So I'm just gonna snipe them all, or snipe at least 2 of them. Yeah, barely missed. I thought I was gonna miss that one too, but apparently I didn't. So, I think that's good enough. Probably. So right above, right ahead, there's a ladder right there, and they'll go to the man serpent, the rest of the man serpents here, which I think are the last ones in the game. Like in terms of like how we progress. So here are the two Pasakas that are have retained their humanity. They like know what they've become. And if you listen closely enough, like for a while, you'll hear like crying or like really soft crying or something. And these two actually drop miracles, which further reinforces that they were maidens or whatever. One drops soothing sunlight, and the other drops bountiful sunlight, which I was fortunate enough to get both on the same time.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me?
So, that item that's in his cell is a Firekeeper soul. I don't know if you can get 7 Firekeeper souls in one playthrough. I'm not sure. Don't think you can. But, up here is where the siren is that's still playing. I don't know if you can hear it, though. Like, maybe it's just audible to the Pasakas or something. Oh, wait, no. No, you can hear it. It's that weird, like, ominous sound that's constant or whatever. But, so we can't open Big Logan's key. I'm just checking to see if this is a mimic, because there's a couple ahead. So that actually goes up to the key at the top, where that top ladder was. So you want to make sure you shut this off, because if you ever come back here you die, the Pasakas will respawn, and if that's on, they will immediately be like, oh shit, somebody's escaped. And do not run off that edge because to where the ladder is, because you'll you'll instantly die. Tried it before. So yeah, we can't open this right now. But we are going to go and go do the rest of the area, the rest of the Duke's archives, which is, you know, yay. What I'm surprised about is that I did not, I didn't really had too much trouble in this area. I mean, not this specific tower, but like in the Crystal Caves. That shit's hard. Like for me, I've died a few times doing that. So here's the regular tower key. I think it's tower key. But the extra key I think is just for Rhea's thing. Rhea's cell. I'm not sure. So to get her outfit, there's that glowing right there. So you have to go off of that landing and land on the right in front of there. I think that's also where the extra key comes into play. But I'm not gonna do it because I've died. Like I said, I've died way too many times doing that. So I will see you guys later.